Good evening, internet viewers. You know what time it is. That's right, it's time for your weekly update. This week on Straight Outta Hillsbrad News, I'm going to be talking about why I do this, guild drama, leaving the guild, what we still need for raids, and possibly a new upcoming podcast for the guild. This is going to be a little bit longer of an episode, so let's get right to it. First, I want to talk about why I do this weekly update. I've been told recently by a few of you that I seem a little condescending or a little mean. It's not that I'm trying to be mean, it's just that this is the fastest and easiest way to get to you all. Sure, I could type in guild chat 20 times a day what I want for you to know, but then it wouldn't get to everybody. If I make these videos, it's a fast, easy way for everyone to watch it whenever they want, understand what's going on with the guild, and that way I don't have to tell every single one of you what's happening with us. Yes, sometimes it seems like I'm running out of patience, and that's because I am. It's not that I'm not still trying or that I'm not going to keep trying. It's just that after so many weeks of the same things going on, when I keep telling you guys that this is what's supposed to happen, it gets a little draining. But with that said, if I didn't actually care about the guild, A, I wouldn't be doing these videos, and B, we wouldn't even be as close to start raiding as we would be. We would probably still just be a small social guild that had maybe a few active people in it. Instead, we are this large, 300 plus member community that's been around on this realm for almost a year. Next topic I want to talk about is guild drama. This is a topic that I've talked about in many of these updates and across the entire thing. With this many people, there's bound to be drama. I'm not going to name any names, but you know who you are. I've talked to you in whispers and stuff. We are all in a guild together. There's 320 members in this guild. There's bound to be people who do not like each other. That's fine. You just have to live with it. If you don't like the way someone talks, or if you don't like the way they talk to you, or if they don't like you, just ignore them. That's why Blizzard has that ignore feature. There's nothing wrong with ignoring guildies. I'm probably the only one that's not allowed to do that. And if it gets to the point where I have to ignore them, I usually just kick them out of the guild. I make it a point that every single one of our members is at least 18 years old. That means all you guys are adults. You are mature. There should not be this little high school bickering going on. Because if you think about it, it's a game. It's a fucking game. It's World of Warcraft. It's a massive multiplayer, online, role-playing game. It doesn't matter if you're right. It doesn't matter if this person's right. It doesn't matter. If someone says something to you that you don't like, you just agree. Just say, okay, yeah. You know, if someone says, you have shitty DPS, don't start raging at them. Just be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And keep doing what you're doing. I'm the guild leader. I'm the one that's in charge of making sure everyone's doing what they're doing. If you've cleared yourself with me, then it doesn't matter what anyone else says to you. A lot of you people think that because you're in the guild, you have some sort of authority to tell other people what to do. That's not the case. You have absolutely no authority. Unless you are one of my officers, you have absolutely no authority in this guild at all. It's simple. You have no authority. And my officers, they do. And they are officers because they know what they're doing. If they give you advice, or if I give you advice, you need to take that advice, take it in, think about it, and do something to fix it. Also on the outgoing end of that confrontation, if you tell someone something, tell someone, oh, your DPS is bad, or you need this gem this way or something, and they say, okay, leave it at that. Stop it right there. Stop it. Do not start talking. Leave it completely at that. If they lash back at you, that's fine. Still, leave it at that. Do not respond. Do not respond. Just leave it at that. Or say, okay, that's fine. Or, yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's right. It does not matter. There's been many times where you people have whispered me something, you need to do this, or you need to do that, or something. Would you like to know why pretty much no one has problems with me in the guild? Because I just say, okay. I say, yeah, I'll think about it, that's fine. Knowing in my head that they might be wrong, or that what they're saying is completely invalid. it doesn't matter who is actually right. If you know you're right or if you know you're wrong, that's fine. That's all that counts. And if there's a serious problem, like a very serious problem, which, it happens, talk to me. Do not lash out in guild chat. Do not, fucking harass them. Stop. Just send me an in-game mail telling me what happened. I'll get person A's side of the story, person B's side of the story. And in my experience with these situations, both people's sides are exactly the same. They are, this person started this, and then the other side is this person started that. So, honestly, I can't do much about it. But if it happens to be where person A sends me something saying that person B did something, and then person B, person C, and person D all say that person A did something, that starts this, it's like, oh, well, okay, looks like person A did something that they shouldn't have. I will address that. You do not need to address that. Once again, you have no authority. You are a guild member. I can very easily just click your name, click, kick out of guild. It's not a problem. Just keep that in mind. Drama, not worth it at all. Sort of on that note, I wanted to talk about people leaving the guild. Okay, I know where you guys are coming from. I really do. I really do. So my WoW career, I started, my friends had already got max level. They were in one of the top end guilds. They were already raiding, I think, or the end of SSE. So they were moving on to whatever was next. And the mentality of that guild was, you do your shit, you come to raids, or you get kicked out of the guild. I learned very, very quickly how to act. You showed up to raids on time. You did this, you did this, you did this, or you didn't get an invite and you got kicked out of the guild. I understood that crystal clear within like a month maybe of me raiding. Then towards the end of BC, I switched to this realm. I switched to Horde. I started a new character, everything new. And once again, my friends found a medium guild. They weren't top end, but they were they were clearing shit. I joined them, had an awesome time, great guild. I was with them for about a year, and that was back in Nex. That was Nex 25. We were clearing everything every week. It was good. And then we got to Old War, and I wasn't happy with the progression. We were not clearing stuff. We were not downing stuff. We were basically in what position Straight Outta Hillsbrad is in right now. We couldn't fill spots. People weren't showing up, and it was getting depressing. Here's what I did. I said, okay, I don't like this. I'm leaving the guild. I'm going to go find another guild. Or sorry, I'm going to go make my own guild. Okay? I created a guild. It was called the Divine. It was supposed to be a raiding guild. After 3 months of trying to find people for that guild, I ended up finding 5 people. When I left my original guild, I had it in my head, oh, this is going to be so easy. I'm going to get guys. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to have this awesome raiding guild. It's going to be so easy. We're going to down stuff. It's going to be amazing. Turns out it's a lot harder than that. It is a lot harder. What I ended up doing, I ditched that guild, and I basically pugged for, I think, another like 2 months or something. Then I finally made this current guild, back last May. And all it was a social guild. It was a leveling guild / social guild. That's all it was. No raiding whatsoever. I clearly stated we are not raiding at all. Of course that's changed over time. But you get what I'm saying. It's not as easy as just leaving the guild and starting your own guild. I see tons of you guys leaving the guild, and a few days later I'll see you guys, spamming for a guild you just created. It is not that easy. It is not. If it was that easy, there would be a lot more top-end guilds. If you follow those people, here's what happens. They leave the guild. They join, they create their own guild, or they join this, hot guild that, just formed, newly formed raiding guild, looking for awesome 10-man progression, just need a few more guys. They join those guilds. Those guilds don't have the stability that we do. Yes, we're not raiding right now, but we are very stable, It is not going to be one day you log on and the guild's not going to be there. Or that, one day, 50 people will leave. It will not be that way. Yes, we have people leaving every once in a while, and And every day isn't active as, all the other days. But the thing is, we are a very stable guild. These guilds that you guys are leaving our guild for are, they'll be hot and they'll be cool for a week or so, and then the guild leader will realize how hard it is to actually run a guild and how hard it is to find people. Then they will abandon the guild and you are stuck completely guildless. I've seen this happen tens and tens and tens of times. And you know what happens? A few weeks later, they beg me to come back. That's what happens. Probably a good 20 active guild members right now have left the guild and came back to the guild already. I have tried my best to keep this guild a very social guild. It's a very fun guild. We have awesome conversations in guild chat. The only problem we have right now is that we're not completely active raiding. We've done 4 bosses so far, which is already... We're starting to slow down, but that's already a lot better than a lot of guilds out there. A lot of guilds are having trouble on, just Magma, or, just, Halphus, pretty simple tank and spank fights. Guilds are just being destroyed by. We're not. The only thing that's holding us back are a few key members. Once we have that, it's progression from there. So what I'm saying to you is just don't leave the guild. Stay with us, fill what spots we need. If I say we need a tank, make a tank, make all 3 classes. Make a tank, healer, and DPS. If we need DPS, get on your DPS. If we need a healer, get on your healer. If we need a tank, get on your tank. That's what you need to do. And I say this because I see so many people leave the guild, and a few weeks, maybe a few months later, they're asking to join back. Usually, I do not invite them back, for the main reason that they've already left once, which means they're already slightly flaky. Do I really want that kind of person to be in my raid group, that as soon as things start going downhill again, they're going to leave again? No, I don't want that. I want the people that have been here for months and months and months just sitting there not doing anything while we get ready. Alright, on that topic, I want to talk about what we still need for raids. All we need is 1 raid healer that's not a paladin, and preferably not a shaman. We could do 2 shamans, but I would really rather a disc or holy priest or a resto druid. And we need 1 melee DPS. We have a few melee DPS that are ready. They are more than ready, but they cannot make our raid times, and I cannot change raid times for 1 person. We've went through multiple raid time switches, and this 3-day raiding, Friday 7 to 11 p.m., Saturday 7 to 11 p.m., and then Sunday noon to 4 p.m. That works perfectly for a good chunk of people. I can't change it for just 1 person. I can't. And I'm trying to find a raid healer. I cannot find one anywhere. I've already invited 3 resto druids, and every single one of them are under-geared, and I've even promised them to, chain run them through heroics to get them ready for us. And then they join the guild, and they never come online anymore. I don't know if it's an alt that they're like, hey, let me get in this guild on my alt so I can gear them up, and then go back to playing their main. I don't know, maybe they're just that bad. I just don't know. I've invited so many druids, I've invited a few priests, and it's just no one is showing up. I don't know what to do. I physically can't do anything about it. Also, on that note, tanks, we have so many fucking tanks. We have like 10, maybe even 15 tanks. Why the fuck do we have so many tanks? You guys, stop inviting tanks. Just stop inviting them. We need 2 tanks. Even if we go to 25 mans, that's what, 3 sometimes. Very rarely 4 tanks. We don't need, 10 tanks. Some of you guys that are tanks, why don't you make a healer? You obviously want to be a primary role. That's why you're a tank. So why not be a healer? They're just as important. Or even DPS. DPS are important too. Do what you have to get in the get in the raid. And also, to finish up for tonight, I wanted to talk about my possible podcast. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a few years now. Basically,